ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोर्भगवत्पादं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरकृष्णे पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु भिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारि मृदां यथा विनिमय यत्र त्रिसर्गो दृशा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं बोधयात्। मनश्च भद्रं भजता दधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, chapter 17, verse number 1. So we are reading the story of King Chitraketu. We studied how he had darshan of Lord Sankarshan and recited very nice prayers to him. And then Lord instructed him and assured him that very soon he will attain perfection. And then he disappeared. So Sri Sukadeva Goswami continues to speak and describe. He says, Yatasyantarhitonantastasya kritva dushe namaha vidyadharas chitraketus chachara girnechara. Says when Lord Sankarshan he disappeared, then Vidyadhar Chitraketu he bowed down to that direction, and he is called here as Garnechara, or one who flies in the sky, because he became the king of Vidyadharas, and thus he was able to fly now. So Sri Vishnu comments Chitraketu Saptadashe Vidyadhara Pratirbhavat Vihasya Shankaram Devya Shapto Vitratanavad. Chitraketu he became the chief of the Vidyadharas, and it is described here in 17th chapter that he will deride Lord Shiva. He will pass some unpleasant comments on Lord Shiva, and then get cursed by his wife Sati Devi, and because of that he will become Rudrasura. So this is the story related in this particular chapter. Yataha Yashyam Disi says that Yata means the direction in which Lord Sankarshan has left. So this is to pay respect when you meet some honorable person, you bow down to him. If he leaves, you bow down to him. If you leave, then you bow down. So this is the Vedic custom. Before the king, he bowed down to the Lord. Because Lord, he left. Salaksham Varsha Lakshanam Avyahata Balendriyaha Stuyamano Mahayogi Munifi Siddha Charani. So now it is described here that this Chitraketu, he was very powerful and he lived for a very long time. Here it says Varsha Laksha Lakshanam. So it means for a long time. But he lived for a very long period of time and without diminishing his bodily strength. He did not become old or physically weak or mentally weak. And Stuyamano Mahayogi Munibhi Siddhacharya. He was a great yogi, he had yogic powers, and he was along with the other munis, siddha, charanas, these are various types of higher living beings. And Kulachalendra Dronishu Nana Sankalpa Siddhisu Rebe Vidyadharas Vidhi Rapen Vishnu. He was flying here and there with his plane. Usually when you fly in the plane, you get jet lag. But he was not getting it. He was free from jet lag or any other such problem. Because these planes, they don't go fast to give you jet lag. So he will get down into the mountains, Kulachala, and then valleys, relax, and he used to do kirtan. He was with this beautiful Vidyadhara ladies who were very expert in singing. So he will make them sing Rapi and Harim Ishwar. He will do Hari Kirtan. So this is what he was relishing. And he was very pleased with this. And Nana Sankalpa Siddhishu. He had various Sankalpas. Nana Sankalpa Siddhishu api Sankalpan Vihaya Harim Dapin Braina. So although he had power to attain various things because of yogic perfection, but his only interest was just glorifying the Lord in the association of these beautiful ladies. That's what he was interested in. So therefore he said that Nana Sankalpa Siddhisvapi Sankalpani, that he rejected or did not desire use of these mystical yogic potencies. Harim Gapian Rene. So his pleasure, his enjoyment was singing and hearing about Hari. Hare Gun Shravan Kirtaniya Reva Rata. He was totally absorbed in kirtan. So there is a kirtan rasa, this type of pleasure which comes by doing kirtan in the Lord's name. And this is unparalleled with any other material pleasure. So this is spiritual and one can relish this. So this is what he was relishing. Although the description looks like that he was enjoying the company of women, but actually he was enjoying kirtan. एकदा सविमानेन विष्णुदत्तेन भास्वता गिरिशं तदृशे गच्छन् परीतं सिद्धचारणेन. But now the problem came. The problem is that one day he was, while traveling in his plane was given by Lord, and it was very effulgent. He saw Lord Shiva, who was sitting in the mountain, Kailash mountain, and Shiva was surrounded by various sages, perfected beings, even in the assembly of many people. So he witnessed this, and this is Alingyamki Kritam Devi Bahunam Nishanchati Vacha Devya Shnuvatya Jahas Uchchaistadam. But what he noticed that Lord Shiva, he was sitting with his wife Devi, Sati Devi, and she was in his lap. Embracing them. And then there were so many sages who were sitting there. So when he saw this, he made remarks while laughing. And he spoke that Parvati could hear it. So what kind of a plane it was, because it must come down very low and should not make any sound. Plane is going and you speak from it, who is going to hear it? So he was in some kind of viman. There is one book called Tantra Sarvasya that describes some 40 types of planes. So there were planes before, but different type. They did not run on the fuel as they run with fuel. They ran with some other power. And did not make sound. And you could go at any speed, slow, fast, come down, stand in one place. They are more like birds. And you can park them. And then with a big place to run over, runway to take off. You can just take off. So he also came down. He must have come down very low. And from there he was laughing. That means Parvati was also seeing, hearing him laughing, probably seeing him. And he spoke as follows. So Jiva Goswami, he comments that this word ekada, that once upon a time, it signifies that some of his old offense is becoming manifest. Because when you commit some offense, usually there is some tendency of that in the past. Because if we like to do some activity, then we must have done it before. So that's the problem with offense, not that they are an obstacle to our devotion, but they also give a tendency to commit it again. So therefore it says, Tatrapi Prachin Mahad Aparadhan Karasya Disphalam. That what he is going to do now is an outcome of some big offense he must have done in the past. That's why one has to be very careful. Usually it is not possible that a person like Chitraketu will commit an offense. And Srimad Chakravarti actually writes like that. Because he has seen the Lord, he is a great devotee, how can he commit offense? But he is, as he will explain, he did not like the behavior of Lord Shiva, and he is trying to basically correct him. Because Lord Shiva is also a devotee of Lord Sankarshan. And Chitraketu is also a devotee of Lord Sankarshan. So he felt some kind of God brothership. And Shiva, of course, is a very great person. Chitraketu and Shiva cannot be compared. But still some feeling appeared in his mind to speak to him. Of course, the thing is that the way he spoke did not please Parvati. Or the Lord Shiva, he kept quiet. Shiva is very tolerant, being a Vaishnava. So, Jahasa Uchchestadantite, he laughed very loudly before saying. It means he was actually ridiculing Shiva openly in front of all the sages. And then he speaks of Chitraketu Uvacha Esha Lok Guru Sakshat Dharmam Bhakta Sharirinam Aste Mukhya Sabhayam Vai Mithuni Bhuya Bhareya. He said, just see, he is the Loka Guru, he is the Guru of everybody. Lord Shiva, he is the teacher, instructor. And Sakshat Dharma, he is the speaker of Dharma for people. He is actually Dharma religion personified. And yet he is sitting in this assembly while embracing his wife. So what kind of behavior is this? This is not the behavior which suits somebody who is such a great person, such a great teacher. Honorable person should not behave like this. Because teacher also has to not just give knowledge but also have a proper conduct. Because one who is teaching, especially some religious teacher or spiritual teacher, people not only just listen to their words but also observe their behavior, their conduct outside the classroom. That also influences them. They also listen to or take lesson from that. If somebody is studying some mundane subject, some secular topic, then one may not worry about the conduct of the person. But somebody is studying some spiritual subject, then one expects corresponding behavior, conduct. So he says, what kind of conduct is he? So that's why teacher is called Acharya. That's Swayam Acharati. And who behave himself. And Acharya is Apyati, who also makes students behave properly. That is the meaning of Acharya. So Jatadhara Tivra Tapa Brahmavadi Sabhapati Anki Kritya Striyam Chaste Bata Prakruto Yatha. So he says that he is having matted hair on his head and he is very austere, very renounced. There is no doubt about that. So Brahmavadi Sabhapati is the chief of those who are called knowers of the Brahman or teachers of Brahman. So although being a teacher of Brahma Gyan, transcendental knowledge, and engaging in severe austerities, there is a significance of matted hair, not even caring about the hair. So yet he is shameless because he is sitting with his wife, just like some ordinary people, Prakritoyaka. As ordinary people who do not know what is good conduct may do that, he is doing like that. And Prayasya Prakritas Chapi Striyam Rahasi Vibrati Ayam Mahavrata Dharo Vibharti Sadasi Striyam. He says that generally it is seen, at least in the Vedic culture, that even common people, they don't embrace their wife in public. This was not custom in India. You still don't see this. And in the West, it is acceptable that boy and girl, they can embrace openly in the street, husband and wife. But in India, this is not considered as a good conduct. Every country, every society has their own system, or what they call as good or bad conduct, etiquette, moral principles. They vary from place to place. Of course, now because of globalization, things are getting equalized. But still, in Indian society, it is not considered as a good thing to do. So therefore, he is saying what to speak of thousands of years ago. So it says, Prayasya Prakritas Chapi Striyam Rahasi Vibrati. It is saying that even a common person embraces his wife in a solitary place. But to speak of Lord Shiva, who is a teacher, who is an instructor of transcendental knowledge, who is well respected in the society, he is worshipable. And yet he is doing such a thing. So I am Mahavrata Dharo, Vibharti Sadasi Striyam. He is a follower of vratas, Mahavrata. There are various types of vratas. Yama Niyama described in the Yoga Sutras. Ahimsa Satya Asteya Brahmacharya Aparigraha Socha Sambhoja Tapodhyaya Swamya Ishwara. So these are all considered as vratas, and they are considered as Mahavrata if one follows them at all time, in all places. Not that one follows in particular days, and other days one does not follow. Sometimes people follow certain vratas only in particular time or in particular places. If you go to a holy place, then I'll be vegetarian. Otherwise, I eat meat. So Shiva, he says, is Mahavrata Dhara. He's very strict with his principles. And yet he is doing such a thing. So he says, this is ridiculous. So this is what is called. So Bhaktim, Bhutim, Harir Dattva, Savichedanu Bhutaye, Devya Shapena Vitrattam, Vitva Kirtani, Tam Swantike Nayat. So he describes the inner meaning of this whole story. He says that Bhaktim Bhutim Harir Dattva. That Lord Hari, Lord Sankarshan, he gave Chitraketu Bhakti, devotion. He also gave him Bhuti, opulence. And he was traveling. And with all these nice people. And Swavichedanu Bhutaye, Devya Shapena Vitrattam. But now what Lord is going to do, this is Lord's plan, that he is going to create a separation in the mind of Chitraketu by making him Vritrasha through the curse of Lord Shiva's wife. And then he will call him to his own abode. So in other words, that Lord wants Chitraketu to come to him. Otherwise Chitraketu may continue to live like this, wandering in the plain with these beautiful girls, doing kirtan, but Lord wanted that now he should come back. So then he got impressed, becomes Vritrasura, and then is killed by Indra, and goes to Lord Srimad. So this is the inner purpose of the story. Outer purpose for us to know how offense is committed and be careful of that. Prakrito yatha natu prakrita sakshadishvara. So Vishnu Chakravarti actually goes in defense of Chitraketu. Very much. It's very interesting how he defends Chitraketu. And all from the words of the verses. So he says that, and also defending Shiva, he says, he uses the word prakrito yatha, that Lord Shiva is behaving like materialistic people. So he says like materialistic means that he is not materialistic. That is the significance of the word yatha. It's like you say, oh, you are behaving like a low class. You are not low class, but you are behaving well. So that means Lord Shiva is not a materialistic person. And Chitraketu knows this. Therefore he is calling him Prakrita. He is not saying you are materialistic, he says you are like a materialistic. Why? Because he is directly the Ishvara. Because he calls him Brahmavadi Sabhapati. Dakshvat Nayam Shivanindako Aparadhi Gayati. So he says, therefore, one should not think that Chitraketu is offensive like Daksha, who was criticizing Lord Shiva. So he is contrasting Chitraketu with Daksha. So you remember the story of Daksha. Daksha was the father-in-law of Lord Shiva. And he did a very big yajna in Canto, near Haridwar. And there all the great sages have appeared to participate in it. They were all invited, including Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. So there was a big assembly, and Daksha was the chief, because he was the host. So when he came and entered into the assembly house, everybody stood up, except two people. One was Brahma, but Brahma is father of Daksha, so he should not stand up. Because standing up means to give respect. So father doesn't have to stand up. And the other was Shiva, and Shiva was son-in-law, so he should stand up, because son-in-law is like son, so he should respect Daksha like son. But Shiva did not stand up. And when Daksha he saw this, he became furious. He felt insulted. And the Lord Shiva didn't do anything. He was actually sitting in meditation. And therefore he didn't notice Daksha had come. And he kept on meditating, because he is always in his thoughts of Krishna, of Sankarsana. So Daksha he started cursing, criticizing Shiva. So he spoke very meanly. He is the most unclean fellow, and he is not suitable for my beautiful daughter, and his eyes like this, and all the nonsense people hanging around him. He doesn't know any culture, most uncultured fellow. All these types of things started saying. So So Chitraketu is not talking like that. Actually what Chitraketu is saying is the right thing. Only thing is that he is saying to a person who doesn't deserve such statement. Because Lord Shiva is not an ordinary person, he is one of the Buddha avatars, and first, obviously he is not enjoying the association of his wife as a common person. And his wife is nothing but manifestation of his own energy. She is not separate from him. You cannot separate Shiva and Parvati. They are always together. So he does not deserve such a lecture. Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, a similar incident, not incident, but similar question was raised by Parikshit. And Parikshit, he
Turn that over. And see if there's a light on there. Is there a light on?
it's not I think battery is going to So when Krishna's Raslila was described by Shukdev, then Parikshit raised a similar question. He said, Aptkam Yadupati Pritwani Jugupsitam Kima Vipraya Etana Sanshachin Musvirata. He said that Krishna is Aptkam, he is self-satisfied with God, and he is teacher of Dharma. Why did he do such a thing, dancing with others' wives? Raslila Krishna was dancing. The gopi you see here in this painting. So he says, how is this? How could he do such a thing? And this is not done by respectable people. So he said, I have this doubt. So Sukadeva Goswami was long answer, but the first thing says Dharmavati Karmo Drishta Ishwaram Sahasam Tejiyasham Doshaya Vande Sarvabhujayata. He says that those people who are Ishvara, who are powerful, capable, then they can do what they like to do. They can also perform activities which seem immoral, because it doesn't do any harm to them. It's like, he gives the example that if you even put some dirty thing into the burning fire, it doesn't make the fire impure, rather fire will burn the dirt also. So he says like that Ishvara, Shiva, Krishna, they are very powerful people, so they can do such things. But another person should not follow their example. He says, Nayatat samachare jatu mansahipi anishvara. He says, one who is not capable like them should not follow this. Vinashriti acharan madhyat yatharudravadhijam mukshan. He says, if by foolishness one follows their example, he will die immediately. Just like if one tries to imitate Lord Shiva, who drank this dangerous poison which came out from the ocean. So Shiva can do such things, and yet nothing happened to him. He even became more glorious by drinking that very dangerous, powerful poison. So he says, Ishwaranam vacha sattam tathaiva charitam kosha. That we have to take their words, what they are speaking, that is important. Because sometimes they may do things which are not to be imitated. Sometimes they do things which are good, worthy to imitate, but sometimes some of their activities are not to be imitated. So, similar thing Lord Shiva is doing, but he is Lord Shiva, for him it doesn't matter. He is the person who has burned Cupid personified just by his looks. So he is not doing it out of lust, as a common person may do. Because he has no lust. And Cupid was not able to disturb him. Rather, Cupid lost his life. So he says, therefore, we should not get disturbed what Krishna is doing. And of course, Chitraketu, there is a similar thing, he says the same thing, that he is Ishvara, he is powerful like this, but he is behaving like an ordinary person. So, Krishna Chakravarti, therefore, is making it clear that Chitraketu's behavior should not be compared with Lord Shiva's behavior. Chitraketu is not making fun in that sense. Mahabharat dharo nashtik brahmachari striyam vibharti iti achintya meshwaram. Because Chitraketu himself is calling Shiva as Mahabharat dhara, or one who has the great vow, means he is a nastiki brahmachari. He is not interested in any sex life. He does not engage in sex. He is celibate, although he has a wife. So he says that shows his inconceivable trans-empirical power. That although he has wife, and although he is embracing her, and she is sitting in his lap, yet he is not at all lusty or sexually aroused or anything like that. And this is actually what Chitraketu is bringing out, not like Shiva who is speaking only negatively. Only thing is that Chitraketu says that this type of behavior is not good to be in public. More than others, they may start doing that. So Sri Sukha Vacha, therefore Sukadeva Goswami, he speaks now. Bhagavan api takshutva rahasya gana bhimripa tushnim babhuga samsi sabhyas svatadanubrata. So he says that Lord Shiva, when he heard what Chitraketu was saying, he also laughed. He didn't say anything. And he is described here as Agadabhi, one who has a very deep thinking. So Lord Shiva, who has a very deep thinking, after hearing Ketu's words, he laughed and kept quiet. So very deep thinking means that he understood the deep meaning of Chitraketu, what he was saying. When highly learned people, highly great scholars, when they speak, what they do, it should not be just taken in an ordinary way. It is not easy to understand their intentions, their motives. Sometimes their behavior, their motive may appear just like an ordinary person. But it is not, because these people have very deep mind. So Lord Shiva is also like that. Therefore he laughs and he keeps quiet. And Tushnim Babhuva Sadasi Sabhyasya Tadana. And all the members in the assembly, they also followed Shiva. They also remained silent. Means they also understood the meaning that why Chitraketu is saying and why Lord Shiva is laughing. They understood it. So if you read this, you will think, what is the big deal? He is making fun of him. And usually no one will tolerate this. Especially someone insults you in front of your wife. That is the worst insult. So still Lord Shiva is smiling. So now it's not supposed to be gives the explanation. Goswami also writes, he says, Tatastada Viprayam Sareneva Techa Krishna Bhakti, that they understood the mind of Shiva and then they kept silent. So Prahashyati, what is the why did Lord Shiva, he was laughing? So he said the meaning is like this. Mamapi sadachare hapitum ichati. He said, oh, look at him. He wants to also bring me in the jurisdiction of moral conduct. Now I should also follow moral conduct. And if I am just some ordinary family. For whatever, I am not a person. Why do people have to follow moral conduct? Because if they do not follow, then they will be very frivolous in their behavior. And it will be a big disturbance to them and to others. So that's why moral principles are made, that you don't create problem for yourself and especially for the others in the society. But Lord Shiva is not like that. He is not frivolous. He is not a person who has no sense control. He is not disturbed by natural desires. So there is no need for him to follow any rules. So such people are called Nirgranthas. In the Bhagavatam it is said about Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami was wandering naked completely. But he was not disturbed by anything. He was walking and some young girls, they were taking bath in a lake, naked. But he did not bother about it. It did not have any effect on him because he is not interested in it. He was absorbed in a state of samadhi. So they don't need to follow any rules, any regulation for what they have to follow. They are only perfect beings. So therefore Lord Shiva, he said, no, now I should follow moral principles. Sahasaiva Chitraketor Abhipraya Jnana Agadha Sarvair Vispravesha Kriyas. And then he understood the intention of Chitraketu. Why Chitraketu is speaking this. Not that Chitraketu just wants him to be a moralist, but Chitraketu has a deeper purpose behind it. And therefore he is speaking. So for that reason, Lord Shiva is called here as Agadhadhi, who has very deep thinking mind. Chitraketor abhiprayasya ayam khalu Ishvara eva nasya duracharatve api shatu. So Chitraketu's intention was as follows. That Lord Shiva is Ishvara. He is a very powerful person, like God himself. And whatever he does, there is nothing wrong with it. He cannot do something as misconduct. Because he is beyond good and bad conduct. There is nothing which is good, there is nothing which is bad. So this is good and bad is for us because we are within duality. But what will happen? One who is an ignorant person and who will see him, not knowing the greatness of Lord Shiva, will criticize. Khalu anabhigya imam nindashyati tasya aparadhat sarvanasa bhavasya. And anybody who will criticize Lord Shiva, not knowing his glory, then he will be doomed. Because to criticize a great person like Lord Shiva cannot bring any good to you. And this Chitraketu did not want, because those who are great personalities, great devotees, they don't become upset easily. Also, they don't want to behave in a way that people will commit offense against them and then get implicated in some heavy reaction. So therefore Chitraketu did not want, he says, yes, Lord Shiva can do anything. But people who do not know him, they can be in trouble. Tatha dakshasya ityata imam adhyarambha aradhyapi yadi sadachare sthapetum aham sakniyam tada lokam nam bhadram syat. So he says that if somehow I can make him behave properly, then what will happen that I will do welfare to such people who may criticize. Tatha Vishnu Parameshwaro Bhadraeva Sucharitatvat Rudrastva Bhadro Duracharatvat Ityadi Pratisthapiyasya na bhavet. And second thing is that I do not want that people say, oh Lord Vishnu, he is very well behaved. Lord Shiva does not have a good behavior, doesn't have a good conduct. So I do not want that Lord Shiva gets such infamy, becomes infamous in this way. So therefore he has two reasons why he behaved in this way. Number one, he did not want that somebody commits an offense against Shiva by seeing him like this, not knowing the greatness of Shiva. And second is, he does not want that Lord Shiva becomes known for his misconduct in the society. And people compare him with Lord Vishnu, or contrast his behavior with Vishnu's conduct. So this was his intention. So in a way he is being very protective, knowing that Lord Shiva is also a devotee of Sankarshan and he is a devotee of Sankarshan. So he is being protective of his family. He did not want that. And ultimately people will say, oh, the Sankarshan Bhaktas are like this. Like sometimes people say, Shiv Bhaktas are like that. They take bhang, steroids, they smoke hashish. So that criticism goes to Shiva also. So he did not want. And therefore, keeping this in mind, he speaks this. Tadasmai hitashune kathor bhashane hari bhaktaya naham kupyami iti bhagavad sambhora viprayam sharanasam. So therefore, Lord Shiva, he understood this intention of Chitraketu. It's very difficult that somebody is ridiculing you and then you think he is doing good to me. Usually you lose your temper, get angry. So Lord Shiva did not, because he understood that Chitraketu He's not some ordinary person who is just taking pleasure in making fun of me. Usually that's what we do. We see some person doing something wrong, and we ridicule such a person, we make fun of this person, and that gives us pleasure. Not that we do it to correct that person, to help that person, but just to have fun. So Chitraketu is not interested in that because he is a great devotee. He is taking so much pleasure in doing his kirtan. He doesn't need such pleasure of ridiculing someone else. So Chitraketu has, Lord Shiva has this understanding about Chitraketu. Therefore, he did not become angry. He thought he wants to do good to me. He is my hitasi, he is my benefactor. And although he was speaking harsh words, but Lord Shiva, he understood that these harsh words are also only for my gain. And therefore, Lord Shiva did not lose his temper. Otherwise, Lord Shiva is supposed to be a person who gets angry very quickly. So he has a loose temper. He's called Ashutosh. He gets pleased also very quickly. And also get angry very quickly. Actually, we see that he doesn't get angry very quickly. So many people think like that. Even when Daksha was criticizing him, he did not get angry. He did not get quiet. So that is the quality of a Vaishnava, a devotee. He does not want to harm anybody. So Savyasya Tushni Babhu Natu Chakra. And now the interesting thing is that the people who were sitting there, they also understood this. They understood why Lord Shiva is not getting angry. Means they also understood what Chitraketu is intending. And they understood the reaction of Lord Shiva, and therefore they kept quiet. So this is quite amazing that these people were able to understand. So that's why they did not become angry. Otherwise they should have become angry. How? Because Lord Shiva is their worshipable, their teacher. He said, how can you pass a mark like this? And usually it is considered as a good conduct. If someone is criticizing your teacher, then either you leave that place or you reply to that person. You can't just sit quietly. It will become offensive. But here they did not take any action, they remained quiet, not like Lord Shiva. So why? Because they understood the mind of both these people. Simlindanasya tad abhipretattvete sabhya sadeva karna vidhaya tato nirvashyamiti. If they have understood that Chitraketu is criticizing Lord Shiva, then definitely they would have left that assembly by covering their ears, which is the recommended process. Bhagavan Nindanam Sutva Tatparasya Vinasya. So if someone is criticizing the Lord or criticizing the devotee, then one should leave that place. That is recommended. Otherwise one becomes also part of that offense. So that was a good observation on the part of Sri Vishnu Chakravarti. So we will stop here and now we will see how Devi will react to this.
So what was the purpose of Chitraketu to tell this commentary?
What was the purpose of Chitraketu? Because because he did not want that people criticize Lord Shiva. So therefore he was telling them, don't do this in public. Although I know that this doesn't do any harm to you, but people will see you and then they will criticize you. And this will not be good for them. And I don't know that you feel dishonored like this. Continue to dance and any other question?